like that. My nigga Chopper Style, JMK, on Fire Records, JMK Productions, summer 2001, going down just like that. Check it out, nigga. JMK.
Love, sports, hip-hop. It's going to be a big one tonight, y'all. We're getting ready to do what we got to do. I promise we are. You know what I'm saying? It's a good feeling for me tonight. I feel, ready. I'm rolling my shoulders, you know what I'm saying? Rolling me neck. We about to get it in. Welcome back to Love, Sports, and Hip Hop. It's your homie, Leans. I told y'all I'm going to bring the big homie through. So we're going to bring him through. He's got a lot to discuss, a lot of wisdom he can offer towards this particular topic as it relates to Drake's new single and the swagger jacking, the culture borrowing, if he's even doing that. I ain't even made my opinion known about it yet. I'm going to let everybody else have a say first, and then towards the end of the show, I'll kind of give you my opinion. I want to make a quick shout out to everybody that's already in the chat room. Shout out to Phil. Shout out to Miss Neek, who, it is what it is. She's expressing herself in the chat room there. We also have my girl, man, Ashanta. She's in the booth. She's already there. She's locked in, ready for this. She wants to hear, the takes of the folk. Want to know how we feeling about this particular issue with Drake and, the new single, which I do think is hot, by the way. I've already said that. I'm going to say it again. Without further ado, let's pull the big homie in right now. Told y'all, we ain't got the big production yet. We working on that. It's coming. But I got somebody who done been there, done that. Who done some major things. I'm about to call him right now. The homie JMK coming through on the Love, Sports, and Hip Hop hotline. What's up, family? You there?
What's happening, babe? I'm here. What's going on?
What's good, man? Long time, man. What's up, JMK?
All good, bro. Chilling in the actually doing some work as we speak. What's happening with you?
Good deal, man. Good deal. I'm looking at you right now. Your page, I see, man. You always had that wicked shit in your studio, man. So I'm looking.
Oh, now. Yeah. Trying to keep it down, baby.
I'm looking now, man. You got some heat up in there. And I'm definitely going to want to hear about what you're working on right now. Obviously, the studio and how to get everybody in there and let them know the projects you're working on right now. But I called you because it's a big topic on our timeline. And people wanting to discuss this whole thing with Drake and his single. The floor is yours. What you feel about the single? Let's get that out the way first. What you feel about Drake as an artist? Let's go there, and then we'll continue it from there.
Okay, for sure. I like the song, bro. I like it. It's shining light to New Orleans. We had that once already with T.I. involved. The things that Frida's doing, Miley Cyrus talking about twerk. Mm-hmm. It's putting a light on us. That I think increases the opportunity for one of our original artists that we can step into that limelight with it.
Okay. I agree with that. Totally. That's kind of the way that I feel about it. But I'm trying to let everybody else, because they say I'm a Drake fanboy. So, I'm letting everybody else speak tonight. You know what I'm saying? And kind of present, a conversation. And at the end, I guess I'm going to be a fanboy and do my thing. But
I hear you.
So you think it's hot. You think that ultimately it brings a light on the culture. Let me ask you this question. Mm-hmm. He is signed to Cash Money, right?
Yes.
Okay. Cash Money, probably, if not definitely the greatest hip-hop label of all time. I know that may be some favoritism because we're from New Orleans. They're definitely in a discussion because of what they had to do here in the South and here locally in New Orleans, and then what they've been able to do globally. When you look at an artist like Drake with Wayne, Nicki Minaj, Cash Money is as good as anybody resume in hip hop. Would you say so?
Oh, right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a New Orleans label? Are you missing that? Is that a New Orleans label?
With Cash Money?
Yes.
Yeah, that originally was a New Orleans label. I think they're in Miami right now.
Right, but a New Orleans label.
Yeah, yes. Yeah, they started out. They had a studio spot in Kennedy. Was out there.
Okay.
Years ago. But yeah, they was originally from New Orleans.
All right. So if the record that everybody listening to right now is a record that is being marketed and pushed in collaboration with Young Money, which is also a New Orleans affiliate, a New Orleans culture type label, right? And of course, you got OVO and they sound, and we know them boys do their thing up north in Toronto. Mm-hmm. What the hell is everybody talking about? I don't really get it.
Right.
I don't get it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think I guess you could look at it as culture jacking,
Right.
For the fact that somebody else come to our city and take our style of music and then they recreate it. But that's been happening for years, though. I know for a fact Jermaine Dupri used to be down here, ducked off in the club, listening to our music. Lil Jon came, got instruction from KLC on doing tracks or whatever. David Banner was at KLC studio in the Astro van, wanting to learn how to make beats on the MPC. And then when he got on and did his thing, it's whatever. So we've been setting the tone for music here. It's just that I think in New Orleans we need to have major labels or a financier or attorneys or somebody that could put us in that next lane, because we can make the hits. We got a lot of talented producers and artists here in New Orleans. We just need, the next level for the business side of it.
I agree totally. I saw you talking to Walt, and for those who don't know who Walter is the executive producer and CEO of Extreme Entertainment, a local label here in New Orleans that actually did have some regional success, national success with a few artists. And you were telling him the same thing, that basically, we need some people to get and pull the checkbook out and kind of force this thing to happen again. That's the difference between, what Baby and Slim did and what Take 4 Records did and what Big Boy Records did. All these record labels put their money up behind these young artists, and they took a chance. Right. And now, you know how it is. You're actually a real engineer, a legitimate producer. Niggas is in their house with Pro Tools, the Inbox 2, and they working by themselves, and we can hear the talent. We get it. But financing is major. You got to get the record out. You got to put it on a promo tour. You have to do these things if you want to break. Some of this old stuff still work. You may not be slinging CDs on the corner, but you got to win this internet game, and that costs money.
Right.
It costs money. So I agree with you totally. Hopefully somebody will, if not from outside of the market, maybe somebody inside the market will start taking chances on pushing these artists and pushing them forward. What do you think about the allegation? And I get it with the culture jacking. And again, it's kind of hard when the label, I think it's safe to say that Cash Money is the most dominant label from out of the city. No disrespect to No Limit. No disrespect. But, I would probably give the nod to Cash Money. If Cash Money is releasing this record and is behind this artist, and people forget that sometimes with Drake, how could New Orleans, how could they be mad? Like, what are you upset about?
Right. Yeah, I don't see it, man. I don't see why, why it could be any kind of flack about it. Like I said, I look at it as a positive.
Right.
With it, especially, if a New Orleans label is putting it out. It's not like,
right,
a label from somewhere else is putting it out. It still is intertwined with New Orleans, with releasing the music.
Right. And Drake's biggest mentor, Lil Wayne, who had a major, obviously, he's got a major insight on his whole career. He pays homage right at the beginning of the record, by coining the term Louisiana. He shows that love right out the gate. And I don't get it, man. And this is not me really, I don't care what artist it would be. I just don't understand the logic of some folk who want to go a little deeper into their perspectives. There are more things, in my opinion, JMK, that you could be mad about as it relates to our culture and the invasion of our culture and things that are not the same post-Katrina. You know what New Orleans was before it, and we know what it is now. And worrying about Drake's song, which only paints the culture and the sound of music in a positive light, is the last thing on the damn list. That shit ain't even relevant in comparison to what's happening with our schools and people having opportunities to provide for their family down here and just the entire culture in New Orleans, period. That shit don't even hit the radar.
Right.
Good luck. Let me ask you this real quick. What are you working on right now? Obviously, I want you to plug the studio, plug all of the social media, tell everybody what's happening with you so they can find you and know what's happening with JMK.
Okay, cool. Actually, I'm working on some instrumentals for a couple of artists that I have in the slot. JMK Studios, I'm located out in Michoud, in Maple Ridge subdivision. It's a studio I have in my house. Anybody interested in coming to record, get tracks, or even videos. I shoot videos. I went to school for television and movie making. So we got that on Pop too. But y'all can reach me at 504-470-9834. And by email, you can reach me at djjmk1@yahoo.com.
Perfect. Let me ask you this. I know I played the record a few moments ago prior to bringing you in. Give the people a little bit of the background on the Chopper record and how that all kind of came to be. And then also, I guess, in our parting, your perspective on bounce music. I know a lot of hip-hop artists, a lot of R&B artists from New Orleans, they don't necessarily want to embrace it, as silly as that may sound. Some of the more hardcore hip-hop guys are like, I ain't really fucking with that. You know what I'm saying? That ain't that shit. I ain't messing with that for whatever reason. But the sound is the dominant sound in the clubs. It runs everything here in the city, and cats just stay away from it. What's your opinion about maybe not necessarily turning into a bounce artist, but embracing the sound so that you can put yourself out in front of the people and they can enjoy your music and dance to your music, and then you can present other things, similar to what, obviously, Juvenile did with his career. I think that's a smart route. Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, exactly. It's an evolving process. First of all, bounce music, it starts with that beat with the 808. I know a lot of people are familiar that the original sample, came from Trigger Man by the Showboys. Mm-hmm. And then there was Derek B. He had the song that, what's this guy name? This white dude that came back with Brown Beats.
Okay.
He did Brown Beats, but that was based actually off of a Derek B song called Rock the Beat. But yeah, it's all about the beat, man. And traditionally, bounce music is a bunch of chants and sample chants that you roll off on a 1/32 or 1/64 timing. But then you got the songs where the artist put hooks and verses to the bounce music. So, it's changing. It's a regular, it's an evolving process. It might start off one way, and then right now we got, what it is right now. But, that's how it's rocking. But to go back to your first part of the question, with Chopper Style, I was DJing at the Platinum Club across the river. Mm-hmm. And so I just used to make instrumentals, and then I'd bring them to the club and put them on and just talk over them. Like, nobody was on Chopper Style at first. Nobody was on Kilo Rock the Boat. Nobody was on Walk Like Ronald. I just would talk over them. And then as I get artists to come to me, they said, man, I like that track. We could do something, whatever. So the snippet for Chopper Style, I had it. And it was a Thursday night, and we was off for the next couple of nights. So some of the guys from the club, bouncers, the owner of the club, they came to my house, and I was working on the Chopper Style track then. So when we went back the next week, and I was running the instrumental, that was it. It was on. And they got in touch with Chopper. He used to be in the club performing, getting ready to drop his other album, but then he came back and wanted to get on that song. So he wanted to put other artists on, and I told him, nah, bro, I just want you on this song by yourself. And years later, he would thank me for that, because that song was on Soul Train, MTV, yes, Spring Bling, Rap City, The Basement, and in a movie with Harrison Ford. So,
yes,
they're pretty good.
Major man. I want to thank you for being a guest tonight. Last minute to get you on. I know that you're always working. You're busy. One more question. I'm definitely going to let you go. If I'm doing a track and, we have a global audience, and I'm like, you know what? I may want some of that bounce heat. I may want some New Orleans flavor. Do you work with artists or producers or engineers and where they can send you their files and you can still do the work even though they don't come to the studio?
Of course, yeah. Right, yeah, we could do Dropbox or WeTransfer.
Perfect.
We could do session folder swaps, or if they're not working on Pro Tools or whatever, they can just export the audio as a WAV file, as long as everything line up.
Perfect.
And then we could just take it from there,
Perfect. So it don't matter. Even if you can't get to the studio out here, you can still work with the man, the culture.
Oh, definitely. Oh, yeah, man. Like I say, session swap, send a whole session and put work in. I just did that with a guy from Atlanta.
Okay.
He had his track. He sent it to me. They came here, and a singer from New Orleans sang on the vocals, and then I sent the whole session back to him in Atlanta. So they're working on that right now.
Flames, I want to sincerely thank you, dog. I got a couple other guests I'm going to get to and make sure that we all get in the night before Miss Neek and her Freestyle Friday show tonight, which will air right after this particular show right here. I thank you. We're going to do this again. I want to have a more extended conversation where we'll talk about the music industry and kind of go into more details about some things. I like to run my mouth, so we'll do that.
Right, for sure.
I appreciate you, man. You be good, and I'll holler at you soon.
I got you, baby. Take care.
That'll work. Good luck. DJ JMK joined your boy J. Orleans on this special edition of Love, Sports, and Hip Hop on a Saturday night, giving his opinion on this, this record, man. Just not only this record, just